Before it ruled an empire, Rome was just a dream in the minds of two abandoned twins, until one murdered the other and built a city on blood and ambition. In 753 BC, legend says Rome was founded by Romulus and Remus, twin sons of Rhea Silvia and the god Mars. Abandoned at birth and cast into the Tiber River, the twins were miraculously saved by a she-wolf who nurtured them beneath Palatine Hill. Raised by a shepherd named Faustulus, the brothers grew into fierce leaders of warrior shepherds. But destiny burned brighter. When they learned their royal lineage, they marched to Alba Longa, assassinated their tyrant great-uncle, and restored their grandfather to the throne. Yet power divides even the closest blood. When building a new city, a bitter rivalry sparked. Romulus killed Remus in a tragic duel, becoming Rome's sole founder. Desperate for citizens, Romulus offered asylum to exiles and criminals, but there was one problem: no women. So Romulus threw a festival for the neighboring Sabines, only to kidnap their women in the middle of celebration. This sparked a war, until the kidnapped women stood between the armies demanding peace. In a stunning twist, the Romans and Sabines united. Romulus now ruled as co-king with Titus Tatius. When Tatius died, Romulus ruled alone once more. After Romulus, 6 kings ruled Rome, but their reigns blur into legend. What we do know is that in 509 BC, Rome had had enough of monarchy. The final straw? A vile crime committed by the king's son, Sextus Tarquinius, against a noblewoman named Lucretia. Her death ignited fury. Her family and allies led a revolt to expel the king. Tarquinius Superbus was overthrown. But more than that, the idea of kingship was destroyed. In its place, Rome created something new: a republic. 2 consuls would now share power, elected yearly, accountable to the Senate and to the people. But the republic was far from perfect. Patricians held all the power, plebeians had none. Intermarriage was forbidden, a government for the few, not the many. Change would come slowly and painfully, and always through war. By the start of the 3rd century BC, Rome wasn't just surviving, it was dominating. The Republic's iron grip stretched across the Italian peninsula, and its ambitions now pointed overseas. But Rome was about to face a rival unlike any it had encountered before: Carthage. Carthage, a rich and ancient Phoenician city-state, had its eyes on Sicily too. When the Roman Republic decided to intervene in the local squabbles of the island, the 2 titans collided in what would become the First Punic War. The Romans had never fought a naval war before, but they adapted fast. With clever innovation, including the deadly corvus, a boarding ramp that turned sea battles into land brawls, Rome stunned its more experienced enemy. After 23 brutal years, Carthage surrendered. But peace was short-lived. A Carthaginian general named Hamilcar Barca dreamed of revenge. Though he died before striking back, he left behind a son who carried that dream like a curse. That son was Hannibal. Raised to hate Rome, he would become one of the greatest military minds in history. In 218 BC, Hannibal crossed the Alps with elephants and a vengeance, sparking the Second Punic War. Rome reeled as defeat after defeat crushed its armies. The most devastating blow came at Cannae in 216 BC, where Hannibal slaughtered over 50,000 Romans in a single day. But Rome would not fall. It refused to negotiate. Instead, it adapted. It drained Hannibal's resources by targeting his allies and denying him reinforcements. The war turned slowly. In 202 BC, General Scipio Africanus cornered Hannibal at Zama in North Africa. The tables turned. Rome was victorious. Hannibal fled. Carthage fell into ruin. Rome had crushed its greatest enemy. But victory came with a cost. Its legions, now battle-hardened, looked less to the Senate and more to their generals. Power was shifting, and ambition was rising. Rome expanded relentlessly. Macedonia, Greece, North Africa, Iberia. One by one, ancient kingdoms fell. The Mediterranean became Rome's pond. But at home, Inequality and unrest were boiling. Enter Tiberius Gracchus, a young reformer who dared to redistribute land to the poor. The Senate was not amused. In a shocking moment, they beat him to death. His brother tried to continue the mission. He too was silenced. It was a warning to all: challenge the elites and die. But the damage was done. Trust in the Republic was cracking. Then came Marius and Sulla. One reformed the army, the other marched it on Rome. Civil war erupted. Blood ran in the streets. The unthinkable had happened. Roman legions had turned on Rome. Though Sulla won and restored order, the Republic he defended was already dying. It would take one more man to finally shatter it. His name, Julius Caesar. But that is a story for another time.